BookTube, it's Missy. It's that time of the month again where I give you all my most anticipated reads for the month. I'm a few days late. I do apologize. I've told you guys this before, but if my husband is home, I used to do this all the time. I used to film while he was home, but then he would make remarks in the background, like he would say, penis, penis, and then I'd have to cut them all out, and it drives me crazy. Or he would cough or something, and it totally messes up my train of thought. So I try to do all of my filming when he's not home. But in the last 3 weeks that I've been on vacation for the summer, I've had to run tons of errands, and so I'm not getting as many videos out as I wanted to because he's always home. He's always home. He comes home early because we're home. He doesn't want to be at work anymore, and he's just like, hey! And I'm like, great, now I can't film today. Thanks a lot. Jerk. All right, so today I'm going to tell you guys all my most anticipated reads for the month of July. I have a ton here. I have, let's see, 8 YA books that I'm interested in reading and 6 adult psychological thrillers, and then I have 2 bonus ones that I'll talk about at the end of the video. These ones I don't think I will actually pick up and read, but I thought they sounded cool enough to talk to you guys about. So I will do the YA first, the adult second. I get all of my YA books from YAlit.com. I will leave the link down below if you are interested in, browsing their YA new releases. The bad thing about the website is that they only show you the month that you're in. So today is the 11th, so if you went on the website today, you would see the 11th on, but you wouldn't see anything prior to today. So all of June will be gone, and all of the beginning of July will be gone. So that's unfortunate. I may have actually missed a couple of books because I didn't have July 1st on there when I was making this list. So I do apologize. If I miss any books, like always, let me know down below which books I should add to my most anticipated reads list. And as for my adult books, I get them all from Megan's blog, which is Reading Books Like a Boss. I absolutely love her blog. She has all of the information that you'll need to know for all the new releases of the year for every single month. And not only does she tell you all of the new releases, she has 2 different ways you can go about looking at them. You can do it list form like I do, or you can go by cover, which is always nice. And when it's in list form, it even gives you the little genre. So I can skip all of the contemporary romance books, just check them all off, and go straight to ones that say psychological thriller, thriller, suspense, horror, stuff like that. So I absolutely love you, Megan. Thank you so much for all your hard work, because I definitely appreciate going through it so I can find my books for the month. All right, I will leave both of those links down below if you are interested in checking them out. Definitely give Megan some love, and let's get started. So for the very first book that I'm interested in reading for July in the YA category is called The Unfortunates, and here is a picture of the cover. It's by Kim Lidgett. I own one of her books already, and that's called The Harvest. It's also a YA horror, and story of my life. I haven't picked that book up, and I was like anticipating it beyond belief, and it's still sitting on my shelf. But I am looking forward to this one. This sounds really, really good. It's about a rich boy who wants to plan his own murder, like a fake murder, and like leave his family. He doesn't want to do what they want him to do in life, and so he says he's going to do that. But before he can do that, he does have a yearly thing that he does with some friends, and they go camping or to this cave or something, and the cave ends up collapsing, so they're trapped inside this cave. And lo and behold, this always freaks me out. Even going into a cave right now, it freaks me out because we don't know what's in there. It could be giant bugs, it could be bats, it could be snakes, it could be monsters. And I know as an adult, saying the word monster is ridiculous, but you never know. So there's something in the cave with them. I cannot wait to find out what it is. So excited. All right, number 2 on my list is called When Life Gives You Demons. Look at this cover. I know it's when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. You're supposed to be upbeat. If you have shit happen to you in life, you roll with the punches and you make life better anyway. But this one is when life gives you demons, which is so funny. Look at this little lemon and his face. and the little horns. I absolutely love it. This book is about an exorcist in training. I love in training books. I've read Grim Reaper in training books, which were super fun. We have the Croak trilogy by Gina DeMico. That is a Grim Reaper in training. And then we also have the one from Neil Shusterman, which I haven't picked up again. Story of my life. That is the Scythe trilogy, I think. And those are also Grim Reapers in training. So, love the in training books. Let me know down below if you know any in training books that you think I would like to pick up, because An Exorcist in Training makes me think of Constantine and little Shia LaBeouf when he was cute and like good in movies. And he was in that movie with my favorite person in the whole world, Keanu Reeves. Oh my God, I love that movie so much. I've seen it many, many, many times. If you haven't seen it, oh my gosh, pick it up. So good. Anyways, can't wait to see, or can't wait to read that one. Super excited. The next book I have is Competence, which is the third book in the Custard Protocol series. So we have the Parasol Protectorate series, which is about Alexis? One of those three. I always forget. Her last name's Terabati. I can always remember her last name. But this is the main original series, and then there's two like spin-offs. So there's the prequel series, which is Etiquette and Espionage. I can't remember for the life of me what this series is called. But then there is the sequel, or the spin-off, which has Mrs. Terabati's daughter in it, Prudence. That one is the Custard Protocol series. I own Prudence and Imprudence, the first and second book. So Competence is the third book. I can't wait to buy it. I haven't picked them up yet in my life, but Gail Carriger has the most amazing writing style, dialogue. I love all of her characters. They're wonderful. Her books are funny and interesting. I just love them. They're all about like the early, or not early, maybe late 1800s. I can never remember the centuries. It's like the 19th century. And it's in England, and there is paranormal activity. So we have werewolves and vampires, but then there's like regular people, and they all are very uppity and high class, and they have to, you know, wear like the pretty dresses and everything because they have etiquette. But they're also like killers or whatever. So good. They're all different, but they're all so good. That they have like steampunk elements to them all. Just love them all. I just love them all. Okay. I will move on with life. The next book I am looking forward to is Kill the Farm Boy. Here's a picture of the cover. Yes, when I first read this title, Kill the Farm Boy, that reminded me of The Princess Bride, when Buttercup calls Wesley Farm Boy, and then, you know.
Boy, polish my horse's saddle. I want to see my face shining in it by morning.
As you wish.
That was like her like flirty way of talking to him. So when I found out that this is actually a retelling of The Princess Bride, I almost died. So Penelope, if you're watching, yes, you need to pick up this book. It's by no, I think it's Delia. S. Dawson. She wrote The Servant of the Wind, again, not Wind, Servant of the Storm, another book that I haven't read, but I own, and that's a demon book. I don't know how she goes from demons to retellings of The Princess Bride, but I cannot wait. This book comes out, have I even told you when any of the dates are? Oh my God, I haven't. Let's backtrack really quick. The Unfortunates come out on the 10th, which was yesterday. When Life Gives You Demons comes out on the 17th, so next week. Competence also comes out on the 17th. And now we're on the Kill the Farm Boy, which also comes out on the 17th. So we're only 4 books in. Whew, I didn't mess up too bad. All right, so this one comes out, like I said, on the 17th, and it's a retelling. It says, once a pun a time. Get it? Not a pawn, a pun. So I'm so excited for this book. You have no idea. Like, this is something that I would actually consider pre-ordering because, yeah. Which I actually don't have to because it does come out next week. So excited. All right, the next book I'm looking forward to is called Contagion. One of these days. This is the first book in I don't know how many books, but it is the first book. It's by Erin Bowman. She writes sci-fi. I can't remember what her last books were, but I didn't buy them. But it was something in space. Anyways, this one is a sci-fi horror, and that's why I wanted to pick it up. Sometimes you can like a author, but not like all of the books they write because they write in different genres, and that's just a genre you wouldn't necessarily pick up. Like Mindy McGinnis, I really liked her book that I own here, which is called A Madness So Discreet, but I don't want to pick up any of her other books. But this one in particular was interesting to me, so I bought that book. But I don't want any of her other ones. So I hope Erin Bowman's a good author. Let me know down below if she is. And then maybe I'll pick up her other sci-fi. But the other sci-fi to me is YA romance, and I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. So we will see. In this particular book, which comes out on the 24th of July, like I said, it's a sci-fi horror. It's about a planet where there are workers who have an SOS call, and when the rescuers come to check out the planet to help and rescue the people, everyone's dead. So looking forward to finding out what happened to the crew on this planet. That sounds extremely interesting. And again, it's the first book in trilogy series. I have no idea. The next book I'm looking forward to is called I Am Still Alive. Look at that cover. I love it when covers have illustrations on it, drawings, like paper mache, anything like that, and this one just looks beautiful. This is by Kate Alice Marshall. This one also comes out on the 24th, and it's about a girl who lost her mother when she was young. Her father had been like MIA forever, and when she loses her mom, she decides to move out into the boonies, into her dad's old cabin, and one day the cabin burns down. And she now has to survive the wilderness. And it's like in the middle of winter, and so she's worried that she's going to freeze to death. So this is a survival book, contemporary survival book that I'm absolutely looking forward to reading. I love survival books. I've asked you guys this before, but let me know down below any survival books that you really liked that I should definitely pick up, because it's just fascinating to me, like the different ways people react to situations and how they overcome obstacles. So yeah, looking forward to those. All right, next we have Night Books. So the last two books in the YA category is actually middle grade. Night Books is by J.A. White. This one also comes out on the 24th, and this sounds so stinking cute. It's about a boy who's captured by a witch. And in the same kind of telling of 1001 Nights, where the wife has to tell the king a story every night to keep herself alive, the boy has to tell the witch a scary story every single night to keep himself alive. And he's running out of scary stories to tell her. He doesn't know what he's going to do once he's like lost all of the scary stories he can think of. So I'm looking forward to that one. That sounds very interesting. And then the last middle grade is called The Land of Yesterdays. This is by K.A. Reynolds. It comes out on the last day of the month, the 31st. And it's kind of like Coraline in the sense that it's like dark and kind of sad and has to deal with supernatural elements. But it's also uplifting. And so I'm looking forward to this. It's about a girl who loses her brother. And in her world, when you die, you go to the land of yesterdays. Her mom has left the family to join the brother, so I'm assuming the mom killed herself. And the father is just, overcome with sorrow, and he can't get out of bed. And the girl makes it her mission to fix the family, which is her and her dad, like make it better. So I don't know if she actually goes to the land of yesterdays to kind of like get in touch with her brother or what happens, but I'm definitely looking forward to reading this book. Oh, sounds so good. All right, on to the adult book. So the first one we have here is The Last Time I Lied. This is by Riley Sager or Sager. I really am interested in reading Final Girls, and so I thought I would add him to the list because he was already on my radar. This one comes out on the 3rd, which means it's already come out already, and it's about a camp thriller. So there's all these girls that go to like a summer camp every single year, and then there's this new girl that has been added to their cabin. You know, there's always, like, if you go to summer camp, or in books there's summer camps and all the kids are assigned a certain cabin and you have to sleep with all these different girls. The majority of the girls have known each other through camp for several years. So then they have this newcomer that comes in, and she's a lot younger. And the girls say, shh, don't say anything. And they sneak out of the cabin really late at night, like around midnight or so. And they disappear. They never return. And the little girl who was left in the cabin has to, you know, tell everybody what happened. I mean, basically all she can say is, well, they snuck out and they told me to be quiet and go to sleep, and I don't know what happened after that. So I'm interested to find out what happens to all the girls, and if the little girl, you know, ends up blaming herself for not saying something right away, because, you know, if you are a tattletale, those girls might still be alive. I don't know. Looking forward to that one. The next book I'm looking forward to is called The Ruin. This is another series book, so this is the first in a series. This is by Dervla McTiernan. It comes out on the 3rd as well, and this is a mystery crime thriller set in Ireland. Anything that is mystery crime set in Ireland reminds me of Into the Woods by Tana French, and you can't even see it. I really enjoyed that series. I haven't finished it, but I'm enjoying the series. I should say enjoying because it's an ongoing thing. I am enjoying the series, and so I want to read another murder crime set in Ireland. That's basically all I know about it. Anyways, all right, number 3 is called Spinning Silver. This is the new book by Naomi Novik. I haven't read the first one, Uprooted. I've heard it's brilliant. It's been on my wish list for forever. And this one sounds even better than the last one. The last one is about a dragon. He's not really a dragon, he's a human wizard, but he's called the dragon, and he like steals girls every single year. I don't know what he does with them. But this next one is called Spinning Silver, and it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I cannot wait, because I just talked about Rump with you guys last month. And yeah, so another retelling of Rumpelstiltskin sounds amazing. This one came out yesterday on the 10th. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then we have The Last Thing I Told You. This is by Emily Arsenault. This one comes out on the 24th, and this is about a murdered psychologist who had been talking to a patient. Now the patient is, what do you call it when? Unreliable. He's an unreliable source, and he's our narrator. We don't know what happened to the psychologist, but we have to go through the book through the eyes of the patient, talking to the police about what he knows about the psychologist. So that sounds interesting. And then we have A Noise Downstairs, and this is by Linwood Barclay. This is also coming out on the 24th. And this is about a man who has PTSD. Many years ago, he was driving along this lonely, road, and comes upon a murderer disposing of some bodies. And he barely makes it out alive from that experience. So he has the PTSD from the murder, and he's still having a really hard time with it. And so his wife goes and buys him one of those old-fashioned typewriters with the big lettered knobs, the big round ones. And so she goes, why don't you finish that book that you've been meaning to write? And late at night, he hears the typewriter typing on its own. He's the only one who can hear it. His wife never wakes up to these noises, but he swears the typewriter is possessed. And I'm wondering if it's going to be kind of like a dark half kind of thing from Stephen King, where he's actually the one writing it, but he doesn't remember. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it because it's got a typewriter. I'm stupid. So that sounds really good. And then we have the last one is called Punishment. This is by Scott J. Ooh, I'm standing in my picture zone. This is by Scott J. Holiday, and this one comes out on the 31st. This is about, it's a mystery sci-fi thriller, and it's about a future time where detectives have the ability to read memories from dead victims to find the killers. And so they have access to those memories and they need to solve a crime, which sounds super cool. I really like that. I mean, if that even happens in the future, that will be awesome. So yeah, those are all the books that I'm most interested in reading in the month of July. Let me know down below what you are interested in reading and what you think I should add to my list. And before I leave you, here's the 2 bonus books that I wanted to talk about. We have Chariot on the Mountain. This is by Jack Ford. It comes all out on the 31st of July, and it's about a slave owner on his deathbed. So there is a slave owner, he has his plantation, but he has a woman who is one of the workers, and that she's also his daughter. And so on his deathbed, I don't know if he says anything to the wife, but she's kind of like the stepmom to this half-black daughter. And the stepmom really, really wants the daughter to be able to be, is it called emancipated? Am I saying the word right? I always forget how to say it. So she wants her to be free. And so she takes her to court and says, she's free. I want to, you know, sign her off from being one of my slaves. And they win in court. But after that, slave trappers come and steal her away and her daughter away. And so the mom, the stepmom, and another like rich friend who's very influential in the, I don't know, in the court system or whatever, are fighting to get the daughter, the stepdaughter and her daughter back. So that sounds interesting. And then the last book that I wanted to share with you guys is called The Strange Case of Dr. Connie. And this is about a mysterious European showman that comes here to the United States and saves thousands of premature babies by putting them in incubators. Like, he was the first one to do that and make it popular. So he would take these preemie babies and he would put them in incubators on his traveling sideshow in like his tent, you know, like his circuses. And so people would come and see these babies as kind of like a weird oddity, but he was helping the babies grow because he had real nurses working 24 hours throughout the circus, checking to make sure that the babies were okay, even though he has no medical knowledge about the babies. But because of him doing this to so many babies, it caught on in the medical field, and hospitals started using incubators because prior to that, you know, preemies would just die because they didn't have any way of keeping them alive. So I thought that was very, very interesting. This one I actually may pick up at one point in time. I don't know why, but I don't have... Oh, no, it does. It comes out on the 31st as well. So this is a nonfiction. It just sounds so cool. Doesn't it sound cool? I think it sounds cool. Anyways, those are all the books. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if it's a little bit long. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye!